Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The church be on some weird shit sometimes, bro. And I love the church.
Facts.
But the same thing they put on Kirk, that's the same thing Jesus got. You gotta think, Jesus was never like, when you heard Jesus at the temple all day, all week.
That's a fact.
He was in the whorehouse. He was in...
With the prostitutes.
Yeah.
With all these niggas, bro, and it's like, bro, you not gonna touch the world staying in the church. Bro, you go to a church, it's just all these church people, like, they don't be doing this outside. They don't go to schools, they don't go to the clubs, they don't go nowhere else to speak to the people but the church. So
You know why they love this one line? Christians love this. I was born Christian. Most of us were born Christian. Do not unequally yoke yourself with unbelievers, aka don't hang around unbelievers, is what they tell you. But they forget, as he just said, Jesus was always around unbelievers. Always. The church is so judgmental, and that's why I'm not subscribed to that shit, like on some real shit, and that's why most people are not. The church is not Christians are not Christians these days. Not all of them, but majority. Like, the church is not Christianity. Let me put it that way, right? Because Christianity, Christ-like, is, to be realistic, if y'all don't know, it's more similar to Buddhism. Real shit. Jesus was peaceful, loved everybody. He never judged nobody. He didn't care. But the church, everybody is quick to tell you, oh, why you dressing like, why you do this, why you like that? So much judgment. So much fucking judgment in the church. The place that it's not supposed to have judgment. But guess what? This is why I feel that's the case. Because out of all religions, most religions think they're the way. But I think that Christianity really thinks that it's the only way to make it in, like, to heaven or whatever it is, right? The only. And one thing, when anything monopolizes a way, it's usually not that. I'm not knocking Christianity, bro. Believe what you believe. Whatever works for you. But what I'm trying to say is it's a way, but it's not the only way. I don't believe that. This is me personally. I don't believe it's the only way. And we know the history, the manipulation and all the good stuff of the words. So, and a lot of people know this knowledge, but they, what they wrap it up with is like, God knew, God did that. God inspired them so they could take all these parts out. Did he though? Everything is working out the way, it's supposed to work out, right? But my bad. Let's keep going.
Guess who you see at the church? The same people you see in your whole life. If you go to I go to my home back home church, I'm gonna see the same people. Like, damn, it's been 30 years. You never see somebody like, I remember you was clubbing, bro. I remember we used to hoop together, bro.
Yeah.
Good shit, bro. We in the church now. Like, you never see a new face. It's because these niggas not doing what, you feel me?
They call that outreach.
They don't do that, bro. And it's like, the church is the most judgmental people you could ever think of. And like, if Jesus was here today, bro, they would stone it. They would be on. You feel me?
See, that's the thing people don't understand, right? On his point. When Jesus came, right? See, that's the thing with the church. These churchy Christians don't understand this shit. As he just said, if Jesus came now, they will be the Pharisees. That see how church people are like, oh, the Pharisees, why did they not know this? Jesus was healing people and all that. That's how the church is now. A lot of people do those things, help people out, heal people, but because they're not Christian people, they look at them like, oh no, you're not doing the right thing. You're not doing the right way. The only way for you to do it is to admit Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior. That the same thing back then. When Jesus came, he came with his own style, right? But there was a law. There was already a church, a way things were before. So when he came, that's why people say you can't judge the Pharisees and all that. It made sense. This nigga is coming with this new age shit like, yo, what's going on? He putting hands and healing people. What the hell? He talking about love everybody. But like, there's a hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? That's the same shit the church is doing right now. Am I lying? So fucking judgment, and they don't see it too. And you talk to all these pastors and preachers and all these, and me personally, bro. If not on this channel, I don't talk to people these days. I keep my knowledge to myself. I only share it on these channels like that. And if someone comes to me asking, but I don't even have the energy, bro. My life now, I'm not trying to convince nobody of shit. I'm not trying to sway you, convince you, teach you. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like it, leave it. That's how this channel, all my channels, I tell y'all this shit all the time. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Real talk. But if it resonates with you, if it's vibrating with you, you feeling it, yeah, tap in. And I feel that's how it goes for everything in life. If it resonates with you, fuck with it. Don't follow the crowd just because everybody doing it. Do it because it speaks to something inside of you. You smell me? But that's just me.
Fuck you doing with a prostitute?
Yeah.
Why Jesus hugging a prostitute? Shade room. Spiritual world.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So,
TMZ.
bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Nah, bro. That's just what, you know. We understand it, man. You know what I mean? I think there was a time when, you know, maybe the Christianity thing, that wave in the world was, you know, that was a time, there was a period where that wave was solid. Now the wave now is conscious wave, spiritual. Basically, people have become open-minded. The church is so closed-minded. Now, mind you, I'm not saying all churches. I'm just saying, you know, I'm talking about the stereotypical. It's so closed-minded that they're not even doing what their Lord told them to do. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Do you judge yourself that much? I don't think so. So you've already failed in your mission. Once you started saying this person is not like me, so I gotta seclude myself. Once you went to that pastor and he told you, oh, don't unequally yoke yourself with the unbelievers. You spending too much time with their energy. They pulling you down. What about Jesus though? Christianity is supposed to be Christ-like. It's not Old Testament. Let me tell you right now, all you Christians out there, Christianity is New Testament. Completely New Testament. The only what's it called? Commandment is love thy neighbor as thyself. Because that commandment encompasses all commandments. You will not kill, you know, you don't want to kill yourself. You don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? So if you are out here judging anybody, whether for their sexual things, sexual preferences, all that good stuff, you have failed on your mission. And you need to you gotta go revisit the whatever, you know what I'm saying? You failed. You are failed as a Christian, bruh. If you judging people, you have absolutely failed. And don't forget, in that same Bible, right? This is why that same Bible says many are called but few are chosen. That's why that same Bible says at that right there, at that last day, many of y'all will say, Lord, Lord, I'm for you. And he's going to be like, bro, you don't even know me. There's a reason why he's saying that, because most of y'all are judgmental pieces of crap. Horse dung. Real shit. I'm saying it harshly because it really you can tell it gets under my skin, because the religion, the way I see Christianity and Buddhism is the same shit. Mind you, I'm not even trying to go into all that deep stuff. If you know about the, you know, if you've learned the history, you know, where Jesus went when he, you know, the Bible, all that's, you know, where he went, you gonna understand. But Christianity and Buddhism are basically the same thing if you don't know. Like, real shit. God in you, you control your, you know what I'm saying? You speak to the universe, submits to you, all this good stuff. That's the same thing. Most of these religions saying the same thing. They're just using different cultures to you know, different cultures and different, you know what I'm saying? And that's why spirituality is a thing now. Open-mindedness, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I say woke, but it's not woke. I think woke is, well, you know what I'm saying? So if you come in with that judgmental mindset, telling me, oh man, you know what I mean? Bruh, go and sink under a rock, my nigga. Get the fuck out of my face. I do not want to see you. Don't forget, this, my brand, the Almighty Collective. Understand what that means. Almighty. ALLMIGHTY. Not AL. Almighty. You feel what I'm saying? A land of empathy. I say this every time at the beginning of the stream. The land of empathy. The land of positivity where empathy reigns. You see what I'm saying? It's love. Love. It's the same message. Love. 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 See everybody as yourself. Feel what I'm saying? It's just that simple for me, bro. So I said, I'm not trying to convince nobody.